What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to 2 and 6 Sports, your favorite drunk podcast. Two guys, six beers, and sports. This week, I got my buddy, longtime friend Andrew on. Me and Andrew met back in the old days when we worked together at the college. I was watching a watermelon stand. And I was just watching the watermelons, and it's to this day become an infamous line.
Yes, yes.
Longtime friend and Patriot fan, Andrew. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Well, what's up, guys? Doing good, doing good. Getting ready for this Super Bowl matchup. Hopefully, it's a fun one. We'll
Are you
see.
actually excited? You're excited for the Super Bowl?
Um, yes and no. I think I would rather have seen the Ravens been there. I think it would have been a better Super Bowl than the Chiefs, but I'm not upset. I think the Kansas City Chiefs may pull this one off,
Are
but
you rooting for the Chiefs? No
I
predictions
like.
yet, but where's your heart?
mm,
Who are you rooting for?
I want the Chiefs to win.
You want the Chiefs to win? Yeah. I mean,
Oh
me
yeah.
too. Got my old coach, Andy Reid.
Yeah, I want the Chiefs to win. I want Patrick Mahomes. I like Patrick. I want to see him win another one.
You were one of
I
the
want.
very few New Englanders, I'll tell you right now, that says that they like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a New Englander. Am I a Patriots fan? Yeah, I'm more of a Tom Brady's fan. So we'll see.
Oh, you're more of a Tom
Yeah,
fan than a Patriots fan.
I didn't get really into football until I probably say probably like when we met. I probably got into football the most when we started in Bears Den, and you talked about sports and the Eagles. That's when I really got into because the
Wow,
next
nice.
year I did fantasy. So I never really was into football like that until we met. And then of course Tom Brady is your childhood. So how can you be in New England and not like Brady?
It's
It's
very
just it
true.
is
I
what
mean,
it is. It is.
I'm not even a Patriots fan, and I like Brady.
Yeah. I mean, super disappointing to see the games that we had and then all of a sudden the games that we had and then where we are now, it's just like what the hell happened? It's good. It's good. It's good to see Belichick not be there anymore. It's good to see him just burn in fire. You know,
Yeah.
doesn't win another Super Bowl, doesn't have a successful career anymore without Brady. It's good
So
to
we'll
see him.
probably end up talking a little bit more about the Patriots. I mean, about Bill specifically and how you feel about Bill being gone and the new hiring. But
Let's do
first, I
it.
want to get into our picks. So we have one game left of the year. Those of you who have been consistently watching the podcast, at the end, we always make our picks, our predictions for the week, or our upcoming games. So I have had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now, including yourself, different guests on my podcast. And I keep track of all of the people who make their picks and whatnot. And we're gonna have a lifetime, all-time scoreboard, leaderboard for picks and whatnot. But I'm gonna run down all of the people who have made picks, and I'll let you guys know what their record is. I'll put it on the screen here too. But Milton coming in at 18 and 10 for the year. Me coming in at 44 and 38. I'm above 500. I'll take it. We have JP. JP 24 and 8. My buddy at work, Justin, he picked 20. He picked was that it's 32 games and 24 of them he picked right. That's insane.
That
Josh
is
Pilardi. It's nuts, right? He's the biggest better too there, so he
that
better be
makes
good
sense.
at it. Josh Pilardi, he comes in at 9 and 7. Matthew Malo comes in at 10 and 6. Anthony, Anthony, our buddy, my roommate. He came in at 7 and 9, and that's so good. And then Joe, who I had on last week, we are only picking the championship games, and he went 1 and 1. So Joe went 1 and 1, and you can only go 1 and 0 or 0 and 1.
Yeah.
So until next year. So this is gonna be big for you. Your win percentage is gonna be either terrible or maybe.
Just make it or break it.
So I just wanted to give everyone a recap of the picks from last year and everything. Don't have to spend too much time there. But again, got to give credit where credit is due. JP, holy shit, 24 and 8 on your picks, dude. That's incredible.
We got to get him posting his parlays on here
Dude, you know what
too.
I should do? I should. That should be the next thing is get these people JP's picks so they can make some money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So next up we get the Eagles. We'll spend 5 minutes each on the Eagles and Patriots here. As for the Eagles, boy, as an Eagles fan, man, coming off of the Super Bowl last year and being the better team but losing, that's tough.
Losing
That's
to
tough, dude.
Mahomes. Comes in
Mahomes,
clutch.
Mahomes, excuse me, Mahomes is the best QB in the league, and
Facts.
it's like it's not even close.
Not even negotiable.
It's not Mahomes is one of the best of all time. You know,
Yeah.
4 or
Yeah.
5 Super Bowls he's in right now. Brady
Yeah.
never did that. That's something
Nope. Not
Brady.
yet. Yeah. And he's only what, fifth, sixth season in? Is 6 seasons?
Ah,
Is he 6 seasons in? I think he's like fifth, 6 seasons in.
uh,
His numbers are crazy. He's
Alexa, how long has Patrick Mahomes been in the league?
Patrick
shout out
Mahomes
to
has been in
Alexa.
the league for 7 years. He
7 years.
drafted in
Alexa,
2017.
stop.
Wow.
The
And
benefit of
already,
having those, dude. By the way,
yeah,
you
definitely.
can ask it anything, anytime. Like, remember back in the day where when you were a little kid or whatever, and you'd have a debate with somebody about something, it was just like talking it out and arguing about it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like in years past, recently or whatever, there's been Google, so we don't have to do that as much. We can Google it.
Yeah.
Now, with this voice control shit, dude, you can know anything that you want in a second. It's insane.
It's very
With
true. It's
zero
very
effort.
true. I mean, even our phones, both our phones open up. We can get a whole tablet on our phone now and get all the information we need.
Yeah, side note on that, my screen is
Mine's busted too.
my yeah, opening. Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah,
Open
mine's
yeah,
busted
opening
too.
it when you flip it open, the middle of it is it's there's this thing going on. So I need to figure out if I can get that fixed because I definitely need to get it fixed.
Yeah, I told myself I'd never pay money on a phone, and I always got the free phones. And then I decided to splurge on this phone, and I've dropped it so many times. I reminded myself why I don't pay money for a phone.
It's so
So yeah,
cool though, dude. It's so
it,
cool to have
it's
a phone
it's
that flips
it's
open.
the best phone I've ever had, easily. This Galaxy Fold is easily the best phone I've ever had. Way
Uh,
better than any iPhone. I have a work iPhone, and it doesn't even compare to this. But
Dude, the multitasking ability, give me multitasking. I'm a multitasking guy. I love the ability to multitask on my like devices. I
oh
hate
yeah,
only being able to have one app open and then you have to close
yep,
that and go to another. I hate that. Like the
yeah.
ability on the Galaxy Folds to do that multitasking when you flip that bitch open, it's so insane.
During fantasy season,
Oh,
the only way I caught up to the games, especially shout out
oh
to Lamar
yeah.
Jackson, I had
Oh,
both games on at the same time. Lamar Jackson, I was so disappointed the reason he
dude,
lost. He brought me the championship, 5 touchdowns.
isn't that sick though, dude? How you can have like you can watch 2 football games on your phone with this thing. Like
Oh yeah,
best phone ever, guys. If you don't have a Galaxy Z Fold, go ahead and get it. It's worth the money. It really is.
it is.
Done. And I'll tell you what, it's worth a hell of a lot more than the Eagles' effort was the last 8 games of the season.
Yeah,
You know, if I
what,
was
11-1, 11-1 to start, and then lost the
no
this
10-1.
10-1, and then they lost the last
They went
six
one
or
and
something
six
like
down the
that.
stretch.
That's like that is, as an Eagles fan, I take that almost just as disappointing as the fucking what Dallas season. The Dallas season is the most disappointing season ever. Like we actually listened to the fans are like, oh, they may have a shot,
This
and
year,
then yeah, Dallas. I thought Dallas was gonna win. I thought they were gonna make it farther. They
did
absolutely
you dude, you could have
blew
asked me
it.
at the beginning of the year. I would have
They
told you what was going to
blew it.
happen.
They do it every year. It's the same
Exactly. They
thing.
could have the
If they do,
best team. It doesn't
uh,
matter. They always choke. They're not disciplined. They're not tough. They're not gritty. They're not,
nope.
they're talented. They're always going to be
Yeah.
talented, but Dallas is never going to win a Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is alive.
How do you have CeeDee Lamb, and then how do you have Dak Prescott? Like, it just blows my mind. They had such like a great season, and they just absolutely just dumpstered the last the big appearance.
So since we're still on the Eagles for one more moment here,
Yeah.
CD Lamb, you bring up CD Lamb, okay? Would you rather have AJ Brown or CD Lamb?
Ooh.
Why are you thinking about this? AJ
YQB.
Brown.
I
AJ
think it depends on.
Brown.
I think it depends who's throwing to him.
Well, the best quarterback in the world, say Patrick Mahomes,
I would take CeeDee Lamb.
over AJ Brown, over
I take
AJ
CeeDee Lamb.
Brown.
I take CeeDee Lamb.
I guess my next question is invalid. I was going to ask you next, would you take Devontae Smith or CD Lamb?
Oh, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith. He almost gave me multiple heart attacks this fantasy season. Like it was like
Don't dude,
absolutely
don't blame
atrocious.
Devontae for
I'm
Brian
blaming
Johnson and
Devontae.
Jalen Hurts is
No,
shortcuts.
I'm
Devontae's a
blaming
dog.
Devontae Smith. No, he could. He's like a blow or not. Like he could have a great
Fantasy,
game.
you got to understand, dude. Fantasy is not the same thing as like the game. You know what I mean? Separate fantasy. I understand
Okay,
DeVonta Smith let you down a bunch of times. He let me down a lot too.
too
It's
many
not the
times.
same though. Like, do you all right? So if you're or I get some people are definitely gonna pick CeeDee Lamb over Devontae. I'm not personally, but I wouldn't like argue it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I could see why people would prefer that skill set.
Yeah, I mean a wide receiver one, definitely CD Lamb
But
over Smith.
but like, it's walk me through your thought process why you would take CeeDee Lamb over AJ Brown if Pat Mahomes
Uh,
the ball to him, say.
over AJ Brown,
Mhm.
I just like CD Lamb.
Is it like
Just
is it
personally.
the name? Is it like the
I think it has to be the name more than anything. But I mean, also if you look at
it's a
AG
cool
Brown this
name.
season,
Give him that, you know, it's
AG
a cool name.
AG Brown had a season this year, so I think you could take
Two
either and
years.
be okay.
You know,
Oh
I
yeah,
like
last year he did a good season.
you know what I like about AJ, dude? Why I'd take AJ over any other receiver in the league? I'd take AJ over Tyreek Hill. I'd take
I
AJ
agree. I
over
don't know about Tyreek Hill.
Justin Jefferson. I'd take AJ over any of those guys for this one simple fact that when it comes to December football, January football, Super Bowl football, it gets cold out. You don't want those finesse guys. You know what happens to finesse guys when it gets cold out. You saw what happened to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
The Dolphins were a high flying high octane offense, and they got smoked by the Chiefs because the finesse doesn't work in the playoffs. Finesse doesn't work in the cold.
yeah.
AJ
I mean,
Brown, dude, he's looking for contact. That guy is like dragging bodies out of a lake, dude. He's
I agree,
as
but
Dan
then
Cilio likes to say.
then let's look at like CD Lamb's comparison. So like receptions, AJ Brown had 106, CD Lamb had 135. Out of those 135, there are 181 targets for CD Lamb, and then he recorded 1,749 yards this season, compared to AJ Brown's 158 targets to 1,456 yards. Yardage wise, I mean, CD Lamb had a season.
Wait, again, it's not
But one thing I will give
there's
to AJ
factors,
Brown,
you know what I mean? Like it matters. Like this is what I'm saying. Like stats. This is like, and this is the argument too with like Brock Purdy. This is why the whole nation says Brock Purdy is overrated, except for 49ers fans. Because if you actually watch the games and you see how they play out and when
yeah,
things happen, it matters when these stats happen. Like
I
Brock
agree.
Purdy might have like a perfect QBR rating and throw for like 290 yards and 3 touchdowns, but how many of that is Debo Samuel just like bowling over people and running 80 yards? And how many of that is Christian McCaffrey doing it all
Yeah,
on his own too? It's in
yeah.
so like, for the same thing can be said for like CD. Like how many of that is just garbage? You know, like
No, agreed.
he's the
Like
only
the
target.
last,
Who else? What other? I mean, they had Brandon Cooks. Michael Gallup was coming off an injury. Brandon Cooks he's been a shell of himself since Malcolm Jenkins knocked him out in the Super Bowl. You remember that
yeah,
hit? You remember
I do.
Malcolm Jenkins laying the boom on Brandon?
I
Oh
do.
my God, dude! I
I
got up
do.
and I was screaming. Um,
One thing,
yeah, yeah. What's up?
no, I said one thing I will say about Purdy though. Great game management though, especially that last
I'm
game.
not gonna take that away from him. Even
Especially that last game. They won based off of his. I feel like Purdy's game management, some lucky calls and plays, but
I mean, dude, what I was watching personally when I watched that game, I saw Christian McCaffrey score a go-ahead touchdown that was massive. It was like a
massive,
40-yard touchdown run.
massive. Shout out to
Was
my
that
number
Brock
one
Purdy?
pick.
I saw Debo Samuel running over people and catching like 70, like running for 70 yards with the ball in his hand. Was that Brock Purdy? Dude, I saw Brock Purdy make some good throws. Okay. I saw him distribute the ball. God, I hate Brock Purdy, Drew. I
You
fucking
think
hate this guy.
you
I
think if
hate
you
the
replace
49ers. I hate Brock Purdy. I'm I'm just fired up, dude. I hate the 49ers. I've hated them since last year, since we beat them in the NFC Championship game. And these motherfuckers in these live chats who are 49ers fans are just saying, like, oh, if we had Brock, we would have won. And then they beat us this year with Brock, and they're like, see.
yeah,
But it's not see, first of all. Like he played the game. He It's not like he slipped on a banana peel coming out of the tunnel. He got sacked. He played the game and he got sacked and he got hurt. That's part of the game, being durable. It's like that's why 16-year-olds with a good arm can't play in the NFL because they got to be durable. They got to be like big.
Yeah, I
So it's
don't
part of the
disagree.
game.
You think if you take Purdy and put him on who's it? You think you take Purdy and put him on Eagles, and you take Jalen Hurts and put him on San Francisco? You think Hurts has a championship team there?
I don't know. I honestly, excuse me. This is the issue with that is situations matter, offenses matter, like play styles matter. Like I don't think that Jalen would be great in San Francisco because that's not Jalen's play style. It's a West Coast offense. It's a get the ball out of your hand quick offense. That's not Jalen's game play. That's not like Jalen's style of play. You
Yeah,
know,
I can see
I
that.
think
I see
if you
that.
put Jalen on like those on that Tom Brady team when he won the Super Bowl with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin in their prime, and they're airing it out with that Bruce Arians style of offense, that's Jalen's style of offense. I think he could have excelled in.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, obviously, I think he'd do okay, but and if Brock Purdy was in Philadelphia this last year with the same situation, these same coaches and everything, I don't think Brock Purdy's winning 8 games.
I think he wins 8 games. I don't think he doesn't win 8 games. I think he
I don't
wins.
think you understand
I
how
think he wins 8 games.
dysfunctional our team was, my guy. Like
Yeah,
when Jalen said, do you remember after we lost to Seattle? Do you remember that when Matt? There was the first game Matt Patricia became our defensive coordinator, and it was the
yeah,
third game in a row we lost, and it was to Seattle and their backup quarterback Drew Lock. Jalen after the game, the press conference,
cried like a little baby.
someone asked him, what do you think went wrong? And Jalen Hurts himself said, I think we have a commitment problem. You remember that?
Yeah,
And they were like, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, I don't have a dictionary in front of me. Well, that's because they fired their defensive coordinator mid-season
yeah. It seemed
when
like
they
the
were 10-2.
Yeah, it seemed like the Eagles had a lot of locker room problems this year. I think that was a big downfall. It didn't seem like Jalen Hurts had control over the team and managing the team. So again,
Yeah.
is he a good QB? You know, if you can't lead your team, you're the leader, you're the QB. Everybody looks at you for
There's
the leader, you know.
again, there's different styles, right? Like I'm not like I'll never say Jalen Hurts is Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like there's just different styles. Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady were were and are unique for a reason. You know what I mean? Like they stand above for a reason. Like Jalen's not that kind of quarterback. He's just not that guy. And I
Yeah.
don't think anyone thinks that he is. But so you have to build it around Jalen to his strengths in a specific way, like but what he does better than anyone else.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't
I
know
don't
about that? What do you
what do
mean?
you mean? Jalen Hurts is just not I don't know. I
He's
don't get
squatting
that
with the offensive lineman in
yeah,
the
that doesn't
room,
mean
my guy,
shit.
dude.
That doesn't
He
mean
does the
shit.
tush
Look
push,
at
my guy. What do you mean it doesn't mean
Patrick
shit?
Mahomes.
Why do you
Look at
think the
Patrick Mahomes.
Eagles are more
Look,
successful at the tush push than any other team in the league?
I feel like there's going to be a rule about that after this year. I feel like that's just I don't know what, but I just like that was just like no other team has done it like the Eagles have done it this year, and it's such a bullshit play.
Why is it bullshit?
Jason
Because the Eagles
Kelsey
are
and
better than
everybody just
everyone else at it?
shoving everybody in front
Get
of
your
it.
quarterback in the weight room, baby. That's what I got to say about that. That's what Jalen would have to say about that. All right, but
What's funny?
I've drunk rambled enough about the Eagles and with their fucking trash season. I don't even want to talk anymore about this shit. We hired new offensive and defensive coordinators. I like it's a trash shit show, my guy. Dude,
Yeah,
our head coach Nick Sirianni has been demoted 2 seasons in a row now.
yeah. I mean, you can't even use the locker room thing as an example because you look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes looking like a dad out there.
Yeah, he is, dude.
That guy pulled his shirt
Dude, that
off.
dude's soft, my guy.
It made
Patrick
me feel
Mahomes
like
is
I
looking
could
soft.
it made me feel like I could go out there and sling a football.
Yeah, Pat, I saw that locker room video, dude. Pat Mahomes is looking a little flabby.
Hey, it is what it is. He's still in
And
the
he's the best
championship though.
quarterback in the league by a
Yeah,
mile.
hey, peak athleticism right there.
It's
Peak,
insane, right? That's
peak.
well, it's like baseball. They, like baseball players. Like if you looked at Babe Ruth, you'd never guess that, that was the greatest
Yeah,
baseball player.
it's different though. I mean,
Well,
look
I'm
at
saying
David
up until the
Ortiz.
time, like he's still,
Yeah,
yeah, even up until like maybe like the 80s or whatever you want to call it, you never would have looked at Babe Ruth and said he's the
yeah,
best.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, yeah, look at David Ortiz, one of the best Red Sox ever. That dude was thick.
yeah.
That boy.
Yeah, no one would
Get
ever
it?
look at David Ortiz and be like, that guy's in shape. But
Yeah.
like he's a legend. He's a baseball legend. So I guess that's what's interesting too about different sports is the very unique skill set that each specific task within, like, because there's so many specific tasks with or ability or like individual like specific skill sets within each sport that are like very unique to themselves, and that like
Yeah.
why was Michael Jordan not this as good at baseball as he was at basketball, right?
Well, yeah, that's a different story, but Michael Jordan playing baseball.
So
To
let's
me, though,
yeah, I mean, it's do you all right, so do you think MJ would have been do you think it would have been better for Michael Jordan's legacy if he never played baseball and never went to the Wizards?
I mean, he played baseball, then he won a championship afterwards.
But I'm just saying, do you think it would have been
No,
okay?
I don't think so. I don't think it changes it. I think he maybe would have added, maybe, I don't know. I think you look at that and you take where his heart and his head is and you put that in consideration. I think everybody talks about MJ and LeBron, and I mean, you look at LeBron, LeBron's never you never questioned where his heart was. Maybe where the team was, but he was always a basketball player. He never there was no ifs, ands, or buts. With Michael Jordan, sometimes he was with it, and then sometimes he was just like, I can turn it on and off wherever I want to. And he decided to play baseball and have an absolute shit baseball career.
I don't even know his
But
numbers. I don't, but I know he's totally
wasn't good.
forgotten as far as baseball
Wasn't good.
goes.
Yeah, wasn't good.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
So I
But
guess it's fair to say that based off of that reaction that you think LeBron is the GOAT.
LeBron is hands down. Okay,
Unquestionably.
I think that's a bold statement because I think it's hard to compare eras because every era was so different. And I think everybody would have been successful and unsuccessful in this era. Like, I mean, even Michael Jordan, like, this is the 3 point era. How does Michael Jordan guard a 3 point shot? Does he develop a 3 point shot? How does that work? And I think you can't compare eras, but I think you can compare longevity. One thing I will say about LeBron, if you look at his age and the level he's playing at now compared to Michael Jordan and where he was at his age now, you can't compare. I mean, you can compare championships and stuff like that, but you look at the legacy and how somebody has held their body for so long to be the oldest player in the NBA and still be a top 10 player. That's all I got to say. How much do championships matter when you're just like an athletic animal like LeBron James? Like that dude is like, I don't even know how old LeBron James is. Like I think
Alexa,
about
how
like
old is LeBron James?
the craziest thing I remember about LeBron James is like the
Alexa, stop. He's 39.
39. So when LeBron James entered the league, NBA 2K was still pixelated.
Dude, I remember when LeBron came into the league.
He played with a bunch of G leaguers.
Dude, that was when LeBron came into the league, Kobe was the guy.
Yeah, yeah. Who was still
Do
Kobe? I'm trying to think of who else
you
at the time. Vince
remember?
Carter, Tracy McGrady's was still big at the time.
Dude, I'll
What
never
year did
forget.
he?
I'll never forget. Me and you were together when Kobe died, and we
Oh
found
yeah,
out about that.
oh
Remember when we
yeah,
were in my car, and we were
yeah,
like, "That's not true.
yeah.
Kobe can't
To
die."
to me, you had NBA players who died, but I think Kobe Bryant is like the first. I could be wrong, but to me, he was the first NBA legend to ever die tragically.
Yeah,
Like
dude, that I
tragically.
didn't believe it. I didn't believe it
Yeah,
for a second when that first
yeah.
happened. Dude, I, that in our lifetimes, I think Kobe Bryant dying was the most tragic, insane, unbelievable thing to happen.
It
Like
definitely
I know
was.
we lived through 9/11 and like and it sounds insane. Look, I'm not trying to like morally compare the difference between thousands of people dying in one, especially with when one had like, you know, I don't
No, I
even
agree with
get
you.
into it because I don't know the details behind this other circumstances between when he changed his number and all that kind of stuff would happen
Yeah,
before. I don't know what happened, so I'm not gonna speculate, but dude, I just remember that feeling when we found out Kobe died. It was unlike anything I've experienced in like I'm not saying like it was more tragic or more sad than anything I've ever experienced, but it was that feeling, that sensation. I've
yeah,
never experienced anything like that, right?
yeah. I remember being shocked. We were sitting in the car talking about it. And again, I think it comes back to he's like one of the first. I mean, again, Bill Russell, I believe Bill Russell passed away, right? Bill Russell passed away. Yeah. Bill Russell passed away, but he lived such a long, healthy life that it was like when he passed, it was almost expected. But like Kobe Bryant and the whole situation about the helicopter and the families. Like it was just so tragic, you know? Like it was the first NBA player who had such like a tragic death, like legend, like first NBA legend. We talk about like world famous people, like Kobe Bryant can go to Taiwan, Kobe Bryant can go to India, Kobe Bryant can go to Alaska, he can go anywhere in the world and everybody knows who, majority of the people know who he is. He's world famous. And he's like one of the first legends to ever tragically just
You remember that?
gone.
You remember that line in Rush Hour when Chris Tucker is running down the stairwell, and and the Chinese lady goes, "Get out of the way, Kobe!" And she says it in Chinese, obviously, but it was in the first Rush Hour movie.
I haven't seen Rush Hour in so long. That's
Dude,
a
for
great
the
movie.
Chinese lady, even she knew who Kobe was. So
Yeah, hey, he's a legend. But I mean, again, you look at LeBron James in 2004, even 2004, 2005 season, his sophomore season, he had a bunch of G leaguers, nobody with no bunch of no names he's bringing to, fourth in the conference. This is just ridiculous against against players who are like think about the other top players, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett was in his prime at that time. Jason Kidd was in his prime, and LeBron James is coming in his freshman year and blowing it out the park. So to me, 23, 25 years, well, how long? 32 years we said in the league, still a top 10 player. Oh, that's a big cat. So Luffy looks like Luffy ate Luffy.
yeah, he's fucking huge, dude.
Luffy's huge. Ah man,
Massive.
I wish I had the cats over here.
Oh God, they're adorable. I love your fucking cats, dude.
Yeah, they're cute. They're
Um,
big and furry.
so let's not spend too much time on the Patriots, but let's talk a
He
little bit about it, you know?
sucks. Patriots suck. I don't even want to talk about it. This new head coach, Mayo, I don't like him. I don't
So
know
like
anything about him. I'm not happy with it. I don't
so,
care.
so
I don't want another
contextually, like
bill.
Drew is like your casual Patriots fan. He's not like a diehard, he's not too committed. So this is the casual Patriots fan
Yes.
point of view of the team.
I am a true, after these past 4 years of doing fantasy with a group of guys, I am now a fantasy fan. So this year, LeBron, this year, Lamar Jackson was my QB. I am a Lamar Jackson fan until next year. Christian McCaffrey, I'm a Christian McCaffrey fan, number one pick. So that is my place when it comes to sports right now. For NFL, I'm a Celtics fan. NBA, Celtics fan. Diehard Celtics fan. Love Celtics. But football, fantasy fan. But the Patriots this year, I don't think what the Patriots need is another Bill Belichick system. And I'm afraid that's what they're going to get with Mayo, you know?
Yeah, that's like part of the fun and excitement of being a fan when you get rid of your coach who's been there for a long time but they've
Yeah,
done well is like it's bittersweet, but the sweet part is like, all right, now we're gonna get some like new innovation, like excitement,
exactly.
like it's gonna be different, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like if you guys get more of the same, like that's gonna be tragic. Like
Yeah.
Anthony was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. He was saying he wanted some young stud fuck, you know.
Like the
Gerard Mayo
Miami's
is not
coach.
some young stud fuck.
Yeah, like the Miami's coach. That's what the Patriots need. They need to just take that team and just right now the Patriots are the 76ers, a couple of years ago. It's rebuild mode. Like take that team, shred it apart and just start over again, give it 5 years, whatever it takes. Like we're obviously not going to have hopefully this year they draft somebody good, especially Bill Belichick not drafting like a 10th round punter or something like that in the first round. So hopefully we get somebody good. I mean, you look at the great scheme of thing, and it just seems like the Patriots are just back with the Patriot system. Even just it wasn't Mac Jones the only one at the press conference for the um
I don't know.
and that's just like the word like out of everybody to show up. That's the one person who just imagine being the new coach and the only Patriots player to show up is Mac Jones to your press conference.
I'm screwed. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, to
I
be
don't.
fair, are we writing off Gerard Mayo too early? Could
Yes,
maybe he's all right, dude. Maybe he is,
he maybe is.
maybe he does bring
Maybe
in
is.
new fresh ideas.
Yeah, he could be. I don't know. With the last name Mayo, I don't expect too much.
You're
You
not
know,
a Mayo fan? I'm a big Mayo fan, dude.
it depends. Is he a Miracle Whip or is he a Hellman's?
Look, Mayo's a good base. You
I
don't have to
agree.
just Mayo alone.
I agree. But are you a Miracle Whip fan?
I mean, no. Who's a miracle?
Exactly.
Trailer
Exactly.
trash.
Is he is Mayo a Miracle Whip or is he's a Hellman's, that cream of the crop, you know? We'll see. We'll see.
Uh,
Who do
some
you think who do you think Patriots pick for the first round with their first pick?
Alexa, what pick did the Patriots have in the draft?
I think it's three.
The
I could be
Patriots
wrong.
have picks in the 2023 NFL Draft, including the 17th, 15th, and 10th pick.
Alexa, stop. Give me information from 2017. I should have literally just asked for 2024, but you are right. It's the third pick in the draft. The Arizona Cardinals have the second. I'll tell you what, I know they want Marvin
Yeah, they have
Harrison
number three.
Jr.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
ain't
How
gonna
about
get him.
Caleb Williams? You
They
think
ain't gonna,
Caleb Williams?
they ain't gonna get
They have
either
to
of them.
get they have to get it. They have to get a
They're gone
QB.
1 and 2.
They have
Caleb
to get a
Williams,
QB.
Marvin Harrison Jr. gone 1-2.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna
If
do.
if you're the Patriots, you have to get a QB. You have to. Like, I mean, even what's his name? Drake May, is that his name? I forget where he's from. He's a decent QB. He's somebody who can be developed. You know, you got to get a QB. If you're the Patriots and you don't get a
That's the
QB,
pick.
yeah, you have to. Because who are you gonna have Zappy continue throwing to a rookie wide receiver?
You take Panic, Michael Panic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I do have to say the Patriots season this year, just from a casual fan, that's to go from the Tom Brady era to just absolutely just bottom of the barrel. It's shameful. It's shameful. They should have got rid of I mean even Bill Belichick's outfit. Like the dude doesn't even dress good. Like
You know,
the
like
dude's been in
the
the
cutoff
same
hoodie, dude, the sleeveless
that
hoodie.
dude that guy's been wearing the same clothes. That guy looks like he hasn't showered, shaved. He looks like he's just been doing nothing but football in the cave for the past like 30 something years. Like the dude was all professional when he played for the Bills, and he was like the whatever offensive coordinator or whatever. He had like the nice uniform and stuff, and then eventually he just said, "Fuck it." Like, here's your short sleeve, no smile, no nothing. Like he looks like he's never hugged a child before,
We're
his
on a
own
Cincinnati.
child.
All right. Well,
Not a Belichick fan.
that wraps up our two teams. It's fair to say that both of us feel as though we're a part of dumpster fire shit shows at the moment, you know.
Currently, you guys are in better shape though.
I guess, yeah, we're in better shape, but it's just like, I
You,
mean, yeah, we are. We definitively are, but it's, you know what? All right, you're making me feel better as an Eagles fan, like at least we're not Patriots fans.
you're definitely in a lot better shape. There's no
Uh,
way you're not in better shape, just
all right, so
statistically.
let's move on to the championship games from last week. There were two games. There was the Ravens versus the Chiefs, and there was the 49ers versus the Lions.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
are you surprised? Anything surprise you there?
I think the Ravens losing surprised me,
Did it?
especially off of some of the plays that they lost. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Again, Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City just end up somehow on top. You know, every year, even this year, you're like, oh, they're not going to have a great year. They're not going to do much. Like Patrick Mahomes and the team aren't ready, and then they just surprise everybody. So I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I was kind of sad to see Ravens lose this last week. I thought they were going to win. That Zach Flowers drop was
Oh, Zay Flowers,
unconstitutional.
dude. Yeah, that guy's.
Yeah,
I would find the living shit out of him for that penalty, for that
yeah,
unsportsmanlike conduct, dude. You can't, dude. That Ravens team just looks so undisciplined.
yeah. I agree, but I mean it's hard. If I was Lamar Jackson, you don't win this year. you gotta look at yourself hard in the mirror. You gotta look at yourself hard and have a talking to, because this was the year. This was the year.
Yeah.
This was the year. I think the
It would have
most
been.
disappointing. Yeah, they should have been their year. They had a great team. Should
I
have
mean,
been
they
if
kicked the
they had
49ers ass in the regular season, so
spanked them that last game they played. Absolutely, like just
I,
blew them out.
I'll tell you one thing, dude. Well, we're not on to our Super Bowl picks, so we're not going to go there. But you know what I was surprised with? I was surprised that Dan Campbell choked. I didn't think that guy was going to choke. I didn't think he had it in him. I thought Dan
Yeah,
Campbell and everything that he had done this season to get the Lions to where they are right now. I really thought they had a chance to get to the Super Bowl. And when
I
you
I
think
honestly
about
think
it,
that's the most disappointing.
oh
Honestly,
yeah, if we
the
talk
Lions.
about what was the most disappointing, obviously it's the Lions. We were
Yeah,
all rooting for the Lions. Come on.
yeah, it's an
Everyone wanted to
underdog
see the
story.
Lions.
Underdog story.
Exactly. Like, dude, Brock Purdy is the 10th best guy on his team. I don't. It's just. I don't. It's. I don't. San Francisco. They're so stacked. They're such a good roster that I just. And I hate them so much. Being an Eagles fan, I didn't want
Yeah.
to see them win. I wanted to see Dan Campbell biting kneecaps. You know.
Yep. I mean, to be honest, if I was a Lions fan, I would almost want to see a blowout for that last game. Just to, like, get absolutely spanked and just be like, we weren't ready. Just to lose that way was just like so heartbreaking. I don't know.
In a way, you are right because
It was so
they showed
heartbreaking.
everybody that they were ready. They
Yeah.
literally showed everyone that they had the potential. Had they just made some different decisions
Yeah.
to win everything, they could have won the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
So,
They could have. You think if
oh,
Lions, if you think if the
oh,
Chiefs win, so the Chiefs win and you think the Lions actually beat the 49ers, who do you think wins that championship?
Chiefs
Chiefs versus
versus
Lions.
Lions. Oh, I wish that was the Super Bowl, dude. That would have
That
been
would have
such a
been a
good
good
Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl.
That would have
Oh
been a good
man,
Super Bowl. Yeah, that would have been a good Super
oh.
Bowl. Yeah. This one's definitely not a viewer's Super Bowl.
It's really not, dude. It's like this is going to be a defensive struggle. Both teams have great defenses. Like
Yep.
people always talk about San Fran's defense. Not enough people talk about the Chiefs' defense. They drafted a bunch of young guys, let them play all through last year. They all developed all along through last year, and now
Yep.
they developed into really, really good players. They've got fucking great guys. All right, so let's go on to our Super Bowl prediction. We're done with last week. Super Bowl predictions. Um, as far like I just said, I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. I think this is going to be defense, defense, defense. If you're betting, take the under. Take the
Yeah.
under. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. You know,
Yeah. I
this
I kind of
like
feel like this Super. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say like what was that Patriots versus Rams Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you remember how like people were like being like, oh, the Rams, like their offense, it's a high powered offense. Cooper Cup, Matthew or some Jared Goff, Cooper Cup, like, and then they went out there scored like 0 points or 3 points or something like that, and the Patriots scored like six. I don't know. It was a terrible Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think the same thing could happen. This could be a 12-17 game.
I was about to say I'm thinking 14-10, 14
14.
12, 14-10. I don't think it's a high scoring game. I almost think of this game like the Peyton Manning versus who was it? What's that guy's name? The guy with the hat, Cameron Newton. Cam Newton. I
The
gotta
guy
think
with
of
the
his name.
hat.
The guy with that.
The guy with the hat.
What everybody says he looks like now? He looks like that McDonald's character, the robber, dude with the black and the white.
Yeah. Oh my God. Cam Newton, dude. Oh
I,
man,
he,
imagine, dude. Cam Newton could have won a Super Bowl if he only fucking tried and actually jumped onto that fumble. you know?
Yeah, I remember that too. That was just like he like just gave up. But I think the
How
Super
are you
Bowl
the
is going to be
biggest
like,
guy on the field and you're afraid to throw your body around? You're the biggest guy.
yeah, dude literally jumped like slam dunked touchdowns, like jumping through people, and then
He
like
was
that play, he
afraid to
just
dive on the ball.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I mean, maybe he had an injury he was watching out for, and we don't know about. I mean, it's all speculation, but
It's the Super Bowl. Who
yeah.
cares?
So question,
Getting paid millions of dollars. It's the Super Bowl, and you're like 270 pounds and 6'7" of pure muscle.
yeah,
What are you afraid?
yeah.
Like what? What do you? I don't know. That's like
He
me,
gave
dude,
up.
playing in a game of middle schoolers and being afraid to dive on a fumble.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gave up. He gave up. But I think this game is going to be a lot like that. Maybe not as bad as a game, because that game was pretty horrific to watch. I remember being that was the most boring Super Bowl I've
Well,
ever
they got
watched in
blown
my
out.
life.
That's why.
No, I don't think. I think it was a close game. I think it was only like a 3-4 point game.
Are you talking about the
It was a,
Rams Patriots? Or are you talking about
no, yeah, I'm talking about the Cam Newton versus Peyton Manning. I think that was a close game. I think that game is going to be pretty similar to this one, but just not as badly played. I think it's just going to be all defense, all defense.
I see the all defense.
I think it's going to be all defense.
Yeah, neither one of us. And you know what? That could be considered a hot take. We got Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Rashi Rice, Travis Kelsey, Isaiah Pacheco. And you tell me it's going to be a defensive struggle, a low scoring game? Yeah.
I think it's going to be a low scoring game. How many times do you think Taylor Swift shows up on the Jumbotron?
Oh, man, dude. The NFL had to have been licking their chops.
Oh, they're so happy right now.
Is there
Do you
some
think?
sort of like conspiracy? All right. So do you think there's any sort of foul play here? Do you think this is 100% authentic? Or do you think there's like larger forces at play here? There's money involved here. Like, what do you think? Do you think Travis
I
Kelsey and Taylor Swift have an authentic relationship?
so I don't think. I mean, again, I think it's hard. If they dated halfway through the season, they may have had a connection. But do you think it's an authentic relationship? In the sense, do they have like a connection and they're talking? I'm sure they do. I'm sure that's authentic, like the whole conversation, the meeting up. But when you look at the money part of it and how much the NFL is revenue, how much revenue they're making off of Taylor Swift.
That's what I'm at. That's why I asked the question. It's a fair question to ask. Is there not some sort of like, is there an ulterior motive perhaps to continuing this relationship past the Super Bowl at least?
I think there could be. I mean, who knows? I mean, again, they could have a healthy relationship, but I'm curious to see the numbers of viewers for this Super Bowl compared to last year's Super Bowl when Kansas City was in the Super Bowl. Because in my opinion, I think last year's Super Bowl matchup between Eagles and Kansas City game wise is a better Super Bowl than this year's. I
Yeah.
think that one's yeah. So I think if we look,
The only
yeah,
reason, the only reason people are
only
showing up
reason.
to this game is for Taylor Swift.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's
I'm
the
curious to see
only reason.
who's the
Nobody
halftime
gives a
show.
fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about San Francisco. Nobody. Nobody
Nobody.
cares about San Francisco. I don't.
Nope.
They could stack their team up with as many stars as possible. Nobody cares. None of
Yeah.
us. The Golden Gate Bridge, the 49ers, nobody cares. What gold mining? Nobody cares. It's a thing of the past. Steve
San
Young,
Francisco
Joe
has good
Montana,
food.
gold. Nobody cares. Bitcoin, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. That's the future. That's the only thing people care about. San
Yeah.
Francisco, you're left in the past, baby.
Yeah. I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, San Francisco has a year coming, but San Francisco as a city, that's an upcoming city. They win a Super Bowl this year, that city makes some money. I mean, it's already expensive to live there, but the
I was just
food
gonna
in
say
that,
they're one of the most expensive cities to live in anyway. No one
yeah.
wants to live there. They have a homeless issue.
Hey, I would
There's
love to
people
live in
living in
California.
tents up and down the street, shitting on the sidewalk. What do you think? Like nobody is salivating to move to San Francisco in 2024, Drew. You know, in 2024, who the fuck is saying they want to move to San Francisco?
I don't know. If you're a food lover like me, I'd go to San Francisco for a little bit.
Yeah, visit, go to some restaurants, get some
No,
food,
no,
and
maybe
go the
we'll
fuck
see.
home.
I've never been, but I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see the comparison of this year's Super Bowl viewership compared to last year, and who is it? Because again, if you're a football fan, I'm kind of thinking if you're a football fan, both games are fun. Super Bowl, it's a fun time.
Yes,
But
I
if
look
you're thinking of the competitiveness of it, I'm thinking last year's Super Bowl is more of like a football's like this is just a good game compared to this year where it could be like, well, it could be a blowout or it could be a horrible game to watch. And how many people are watching because of Taylor Swift is going to be interesting.
That's a really good point that you bring up about the viewership and between last year and this year and whatnot. And look, I'm an Eagles fan before I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Eagles fan. But I'm a football fan. I'll watch any teams play. I'll watch the two worst teams in the league play because I love football. When we get into March and April and May, there's fucking nothing going on
Nothing.
with sports.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nobody
Nobody
wants to
gives a
watch
shit.
baseball.
Nobody gives a shit about
Nobody
college
wants to watch
basketball
baseball.
and March Madness. You guys
Ah,
look,
ah,
look. If you
ah,
go to college, or if you're a better,
ah.
or if you're a basketball fan, I guess. Basketball, first of all, basketball viewership is on the decline. Okay. I like basketball, but viewership's on the decline. Look up the
Do you
numbers.
know how big college basketball is? Me and you this year, we're gonna go to a PC game. That's for sure. We're
Let's
going
do
to
it. I
Providence
would love
College.
to go to a PC.
D1 school,
I've heard those are
dude.
really fun.
This year, PC's coach left. Like last year, I believe I could be wrong, but Providence College's coach left just halfway through the season. No reason why, no nothing. Went to Georgetown. This year, they played a couple of weeks ago, and Georgetown played at PC. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Being in a college campus in a D1 school with that environment. Like when I was at Bryant and Bryant made it to the tournament. And that was you remember that one kid? You know who he is if I showed him. The dude with the beard. The like if you saw his face, you would know. Like when you go to a
Do we
D1
serve him
school,
at the Bears Den?
no, his name was like Doug or something like that. If you've seen the memes of when he was in the Bryant tournament, if you watched Sports Center, you would have saw it. But like when you're in a D1 campus and you're surrounded by that, and you rep that school and you're an alumni and you're
I
there,
wouldn't
it
for a
is
second.
unbelievable.
I would not for a second
Unbelievable.
dispute that. Not for one
Yeah.
second. That was one of my dude. That's one of my like dreams and like sad things that like I regret is that I never got to like go to college and experience the college football or like the college sport
Yeah,
atmosphere
yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. Like
Yeah. Well, I didn't either.
if you're
Bridgewater school, there's no great
it
when
didn't
you go
it
to a
didn't need to be
D3 school.
Bridgewater, bro. I could have gone anywhere. I'm just saying like the
Yeah.
point is like I regret thinking I think about that romantically, the idea of like you're like 18 to 22 and like Friday Night Lights and you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, and it's just like everyone at school knows it's all hype, everyone loves it. I do the fucking the honestly it's a tragedy. It's a
Yep.
tragedy that we can't all live that because that sounds so amazing. I
I'm
get it.
telling you, we got to go to
Sounds
a PC
awesome.
game.
I
We got
would
to go to a
love
PC
to be a
game.
part of it. But
And
look,
you know what we should do too?
yeah,
We should go to the South one day for like a college football game, like a big like Alabama game or Texas A&M game. We should definitely go to one of
that would
those
be
one day.
cool. You know what I've thought about a
Yeah, we got
lot
to play.
is what would be cool, like bucket list sort of thing is like to watch an NFL game in every stadium.
Yep. Oh, that'd be
Like
cool. That's a big
experience
that's a big
every like stadium, the vibe of those fans, the culture there, what they
yeah.
serve for food there, maybe, like what the stadium is like the fun things to do after and before the game in that area. I would love to do that, dude. If I
We
ever
should
get
start.
fucking money, I'm taking the year off from work and I'm going to a game every year, dude, and you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, let's do it.
If
We
Bitcoin
should
goes
do
to $1 million in 2025, we'll do it.
yeah. We should do a Philly trip and go see a Philly game this year. That'd be cool.
Philadelphia
Philly's super
Phillies
close. Really close. Close
baseball. Is that
stadium.
what you're saying?
No, not Phillies. The Eagles.
Temple? Oh,
Yeah,
Eagles. I thought you
Eagles.
Temple
Yeah,
college football or Philadelphia Eagles?
Philadelphia Eagles. We should go trip to Philly to go see a game. Isn't that where they play? They play in Philadelphia,
I would
right?
love to. You want to?
Yeah, let's do it. It's a 5 hour ride. Me and Amina went to Philadelphia, I think a couple of months ago, just to go. It's an easy drive, cheap, cheap hotel.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
let's go.
let's do it. Let's plan to do that.
You want to go to an Eagles game? I'm always down, buddy. We'll plan for
Let's
next
do
year.
it.
100%
Let's
we'll
do
do
it.
it. All right, so Super Bowl predictions. Let's bring this to a finale here. Let's close it out. Give official predictions here.
Yeah.
My official prediction for this game, I got the Chiefs winning 17-14.
Okay. I think my prediction's pretty close. I think it's pretty close to that. I think I have Chiefs winning. I'm going to say 14-10.
Wow.
I
That's impressive, holding the 49ers to one touchdown.
I think they're going to get a one touchdown this game. I think Kansas City steps up. I think Patrick Mahomes steps up. I think Taylor Swift steps up, and I think that, and I think they win. I think the Swifties come together, and I think we lift this team. You know, I want to see Kansas City win. And honestly, too, I want to see another QB beat Brady's records. I want to see another great in my lifetime. And I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
Patrick
we're
Mahomes
watching
can
him
beat
right
that.
now, dude. Pat
I
Mahomes
think
is,
Patrick Mahomes can beat that.
dude, he's already an all-time great. Is he a top 5? Maybe not right now. If he wins
No,
the Super Bowl, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Dude, if
I
Pat
think
Mahomes
so.
wins this Super Bowl,
Yeah,
Pat been in 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls, and if he wins this one, he's absolutely in the conversation top 5.
100%. Even with a worse team than last year, probably playing against a better team than last year. Just saying.
A worse QB.
Uh I get that, but Brock Purdy's also in the talk for an MVP season too. So,
Well, Jalen was in the talk for an MVP season until he got hurt. He would have won MVP. Jalen would have won MVP last year if he didn't get hurt.
oh yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't know. I agree with that. I agree with that.
No?
But I'm talking about this year. And I think Brock Purdy was up for the conversation and Lamar Jackson blew it away. But just saying, just saying.
Personally, if you ask me, we're talking the most valuable player to their team. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I don't disagree. Most
Yeah.
valuable player, CMC. 100%.
He won't win it because he's a running back. But
Agreed. If Christian McCaffrey doesn't, I that's one thing I will say. If Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, is the MVP of the season, if not offensive player of the year, and if he doesn't win one of those two, that's not. I don't think that's
he
fair.
will. Dude, but
Yeah,
just
he
think
has
about
to.
this. If the 49ers had Miles Sanders as their running back, they wouldn't be here right now.
No, I don't. I agree with that. I agree with that. Christian McCaffrey. Oh man, he was the reason.
He's the most
Him and
valuable player.
Lamar Jackson. Those are my fantasy teams right there.
I
That
feel-
was my those were the reasons why I won that $1,000 was CMC.
Oh,
Even though Christian McCaffrey didn't show up the last game I needed him to, but still got the W. But all season long, he was the best fantasy player. Who else would you want besides CMC?
I wouldn't want anyone. I'd
Yeah, maybe
build a
Josh
team around
Allen.
him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, maybe Josh Allen. That's it.
All right, so we both got the Chiefs winning in defensive struggle. On to the last section. This is a new section, new topic. We're going to be doing this from now on, every single episode, though. And it's going to be the random question of the week. Okay? So I'm going to be asking my guests, and they'll know ahead of time. So they'll have a little bit of time to think about it and whatnot, contemplate their reasons behind why they pick what they pick. The random question of the week, okay? This week's question is, what would be the sneaky tough animal to fight? What would be what animal would be sneaky difficult to beat in a fight in a 1v1?
A 1v1 and
1v1. What animal is underrated? Difficult would be underrated to beat in a fight. 1v1 with your bare hands.
I'm gonna
No
have to say
weapon.
I'm gonna say a coyote.
You're sticking with coyote, huh?
I'm trying to think of what else that would be sneaky difficult. Maybe like
I'm
a
going with
fox or something.
cow.
A cow.
Yeah.
I kick a cow so hard in its udders.
Is it going down? That thing will turn around
Yeah.
and just fucking kick you.
Have you ever heard of cow tipping? Bro, you tip a
Well,
cow
we're
over.
not, listen,
What do you
let's
mean?
define the parameters. Okay, let's listen. Let's define the parameters of this battle before we
Okay.
necessarily answer the question. We're thinking best case scenario for this animal. It's awake, it's aware,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
ready for you, and it's going to
Okay.
be battling 100%. And you get to kill
I,
it with your bare hands.
I beat a cow's ass over a coyote.
Dude, you think a cow would be easier to kill than a coyote with your bare hands?
100%.
Could you, what
With my
would you
bare
do?
hands,
Would you choke it out?
first thing I would do, I would stand back maybe 100 feet and I'd run full force right into its side. Just Ray Lewis,
Why
just
would it
straight
stand
tackle it
there and
from
let
the
you do
side.
that?
Have you ever seen a cow move? They don't move quick. You talk about like a young calf, or you talking about like a couple of 100 pound like
Best
beast?
case scenario, a, a big cow.
I'm knocking him over from the side, and he's gonna lay there on his side, and then just straight utter kicks. Nothing but utter kicks.
What? All right. So you think a coyote? What would exactly make a coyote difficult to kill? One coyote.
Claws, quickness, the speed, and the size.
Well, all right. Listen. All right. We're in a 1v1 octagon. Let
Okay,
me define these parameters even further. We're in an octagon. We're in the UFC. UFC match versus an animal. Underrated. Coyote? Really?
a
Underrated?
coyote. I think a coyote is easier. It's harder to take out than a cow. I'm taking a cow down. I'm tipping that cow over, then I'm just gonna watch it for a little bit struggle.
You said,
Honestly, honestly I tip the cow over and I walk away. I let it die on its own. It's not getting
they
up.
just get up to. They just get
No,
up.
we can't. Cows can't get up. You've
Really?
never seen cow. You never heard of cow tipping before?
They're asleep though. The whole cow tipping thing is they're sleeping.
Whatever.
This cow is
They,
battling back. You've stolen its calf. It's fighting for its life.
I've never seen a cow attack anything, but I can't envision it being anything vicious.
Listen. No. You're misunderstanding the spirit of the question. This cow is coming at you. It's not docile. It's not chomping on grass. This cow's coming at you, bro. It's attacking you with its weight, with its hooves, with its big fucking head. You telling me this cow isn't gonna like fucking headbutt you, dude? It's not gonna like, like it's not gonna it's
Absolutely
not gonna
not. I'm not. No, okay. I'm watching some. Okay, these cows can move. Don't get me wrong. I'm beating it.
underrated. The
I'm beating
spirit
this
of the
cow's ass.
question is underrated.
No, this cow's getting taken out. A full grown cow, not like some calf.
Of course, that's the spirit of the question is 100% best case scenario. Like this thing is aggressive. It's the biggest one of its breed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the biggest coyote? Alexa, what's the biggest coyote ever?
The biggest coyote ever.
Coyote ever recorded was a specimen that weighed 75 pounds and was found in Wyoming.
Alexa, stop.
75
75
pounds.
pounds.
You know how big a 75-pound coyote is?
Bro, I'm taking a 75. Alexa,
A
what's the
75
biggest
pound
cow
coyote.
ever? Alexa, what's the biggest cow ever?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the largest cow in the world is a 6 feet 4 inches cow named Knickers. The 1,400 kilograms, 3,080 pounds.
Alexa, stop.
That's
Okay,
a horrible name.
bro.
Horrible name for a
75
cow.
pounds versus over 3,000 pounds. 6'1". This cow is 6'1", bro, coming at you with its big head, and
I'm still taller.
it'll turn sideways and fucking kick at you with its fucking hooves.
I'm
You telling
sweeping
me
his
that that
feet
thing
out.
is easier to kill with your bare hands than a coyote, a 75-pound coyote?
Yes. Yes. You think about like 75, think of a 75-pound dog. Imagine a Doberman attacking you
Imagine a cow attacking
with
you.
sharp. I'm not afraid of a cow attacking me. I'm not afraid of a cow. I'll run, and I'm sure
Octagon, baby, you can't run. This cow's coming
I
at you.
I can run
This
in a
weight.
circle.
This cow is
No,
throwing its weight at you, dude.
I'm climbing a cow. I'm climbing the back of it, and I'm beating that cow. No, a coyote is much more terrifying. A
Thing.
75-pound coyote, that's terrifying.
Yes, sir, it is. All right, man. Well, this has been fun, dude.
Yes, yes.
We'll call it that. I don't think we're gonna sway each other's opinions here. I got the cow coming out on the top. You got the coyote. Random question of the week. All right, everyone. This has been another episode of 2 and 6 Sports. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you comment down below. What would be harder to fight, a cow or a coyote? Best case scenario, I'm taking the cow. Drew's got the coyote. What do you guys think? Comment down
75-pound
below.
coyote's terrifying.
Yeah. So make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the like button, hit the follow button, comment down below, and we'll see you guys all next week. Thank you guys for tuning in.
See ya.